The hegemony's flagship Dominion's Edge hung in the void above Earth like a metallic moon, its hull stretching 15 kilometers from bow to stern. Admiral Kethvar watched through the observation deck's reinforced viewport as the blue-green world turned slowly below, blissfully unaware of the ultimatum that had been broadcast across all human frequencies 6 hours ago. "Still no response from the surface, Admiral," reported Communications Officer Zalthex, his mandibles clicking with nervous energy. "Perhaps they require more time to process our generous offer." Kethvar's 4 eyes narrowed. In his 3 centuries of commanding hegemony fleets, he had witnessed the subjugation of 47 worlds. The pattern was always the same: initial defiance, followed by desperate negotiations, and finally, inevitable surrender. The humans would be no different. The ultimatum had been simple and direct, as befitted a primitive species that had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. Surrender unconditionally within 12 standard hours, submit to hegemony rule, and provide 70% of their population as a labor force for the greater galactic civilization. In return, they would be permitted to continue existing under hegemony protection. It was more than most species received. "Admiral," the tactical officer's voice carried a note of confusion. "I'm detecting unusual energy signatures from the planet's surface. Multiple launch sites are showing increased activity." Kethvar dismissed the concern with a wave of his primary arm. "Primitive kinetic weapons, no doubt. Their most advanced missiles couldn't penetrate our shields if they fired everything they had." He turned to address the bridge crew. "Prepare to demonstrate our superiority. Target their largest population center with a precision strike. Nothing that would cause permanent damage, just enough to show them the futility of resistance." That's when the first human ship decloaked. It materialized 300 meters off the flagship's starboard bow, sleek and angular where hegemony vessels were bulbous and organic. Before anyone on the bridge could react, the human ship fired. The beam that lanced out wasn't the crude plasma or projectile weapon Kethvar expected. It was something else entirely, a focused stream of particles that bypassed their shields as if they didn't exist and carved through the Dominion's Edge's armor like heated metal through ice. "Impossible!" Kethvar roared as alarms blared across the bridge. "How did they—" His question was cut short as 17 more human ships decloaked around the hegemony fleet. Each one was different in design, as if built by separate factions, but they moved with perfect coordination. The humans had been watching, learning, preparing. "They're targeting our weapon system specifically," the tactical officer reported, his voice pitched high with panic. "Whatever they're using, it's disrupting our molecular cohesion fields. Our hulls are coming apart at the atomic level." Commander Sarah Chen stood in the bridge of the Terran Defiance, watching through her neural interface as her fleet systematically dismantled the alien armada. The quantum disruptors were working even better than the simulations had predicted. Decades of studying the wreckage from the first alien probe that had accidentally crashed in the Sahara had finally paid off. "Status report," she commanded. "Flagship's weapons are offline, engines at 30%. The rest of their fleet is requesting permission to withdraw." Lieutenant Morrison's voice carried barely contained satisfaction. "Should we let them run?" Chen considered this. The aliens had expected primitive humans cowering in fear. Instead, they found a species that had spent the last 50 years preparing for exactly this moment. Every crashed probe, every peaceful first contact attempt, every seemingly innocent trade negotiation had been studied, dissected, and reverse-engineered. "Negative. Open a channel to their flagship." The holographic display flickered to life, showing the alien admiral's bridge. The creature was tall and insectoid, with 4 eyes that now showed something they probably weren't used to experiencing: fear. "This is Commander Chen of the Terran Defense Force. You came here demanding our surrender. You threatened our world. You spoke of taking our people as slaves." Her voice was calm, professional, deadly. "Allow me to provide our response," Chen gestured, and Morrison transmitted the tactical display to the alien ship. It showed not just the human fleet currently engaged, but the hundreds of other vessels hidden throughout the solar system. Ships built in secret orbital facilities, powered by fusion reactors that humans had perfected, while the galaxy still thought them primitive. Ships armed with weapons derived from technologies the aliens themselves had provided through their careless arrogance. "We've been preparing for this day since we first realized we weren't alone," Chen continued. "Every probe you sent, every scout ship you lost in our system, every piece of technology you thought we were too stupid to understand, we learned from it, we improved it, we made it better." The alien admiral's mandibles twitched. "Your species is more advanced than our intelligence indicated. Perhaps we can reach an accommodation." "You misunderstand," Chen interrupted. "This isn't a negotiation, this is an execution." She nodded to Morrison, who activated the orbital defense platforms that had been hidden on the dark side of the moon. Massive railguns, each one capable of accelerating a tungsten rod to a significant fraction of light speed, swiveled to track the alien fleet. "You have 30 seconds to begin your withdrawal from this system," Chen announced. "If any hegemony vessel remains after that time, we will consider it an act of continued aggression. And Admiral Kethavar, when you return to your masters, make sure they understand something very clearly." The alien leaned forward, his 4 eyes fixed on the human commander. "Humanity doesn't surrender. We adapt, we overcome, and we remember." Chen's smile was razor sharp. "Tell them that if they want Earth, they're welcome to try again. We'll be waiting." The transmission ended. 28 seconds later, the surviving hegemony vessels engaged their faster-than-light drives and fled into the depths of space, carrying with them a message that would echo through the galaxy. Humanity was not a species to be underestimated. As the Terran Defiance and her sister ships returned to their hidden bases, Chen allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The first test was over. Now the real work would begin, preparing for the larger fleet that would inevitably come. Humanity had announced itself to the galaxy not with words of peace or pleas for understanding, but with orbital fire and uncompromising strength. And somewhere in the depths of space, the hegemony was learning a lesson that 47 other species had failed to teach them. Some prey bites back,